Good, beautiful morning, everybody. It's Friday, February the 3rd, 2023. And today is Shortcuts for Your Souls live Q&A. So I give you guys some time to come on, join us here. It's a minus 17 here in Toronto. Beautiful, winter, refreshing day. Gotta love that. Learn something new every day. Yeah. A lot of good energy happening, folks. We are going to be ramping up in the next year as our energy gets more focused towards love and away from fear. And again, they keep telling me the same thing. The human collective unconsciousness needs to shift from fear to love. And the collective unconscious is what all of our mind, our unconscious minds blended together. Carl Jung called it the collective unconsciousness, right? But it's the place where all humans in consciousness interface, where our infinite reservoir of knowledge and experience is stored. And we get an opportunity to change that with our consciousness, with our intention. We can shift from fear to love. And that's been the dominant energy focus of all the information coming through me for the last 4 years now, since they began actually speaking to me. Wow. Just going to give you guys a few minutes, let everybody come on live. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Hello. Hi, Joelle. Hi, Christopher. Just going to put this on, do not disturb. Yeah, so we are really happening on this planet. Things are going to shift really fast. I'm told that all of the darkness that's been happening has been literally dragged out into the light. They said it's literally being dragged out into the light where no one can ignore it anymore. They call the people that have perpetuated human suffering for their own greed and their own self-effacement. These beings are being literally dragged out into the open, being shown and revealed the evil that they've been doing to humanity. The way they've poisoned our food, and the way they've poisoned our water, the way they've poisoned the air, the way they've wantonly just destroyed things and harmed lives and taken advantage of the trust and the innocence of people. And it's all coming down. We're being literally dragged out into light. And what does that mean, to be dragged out into the light? It means your ignorance, your lies are being revealed. And all of us are going to go through that process. Every single one of us. Me, you, everyone, whatever is hidden within us that needs to be revealed so we can correct, so we can self-correct, is going to be brought out into the light. And that could be difficult for some people. You know, you look at what's going on with the whole vaccine thing. Good morning. Hi, guys. Shining Light Discovery. Good morning. Hi, Joel. Hi, Puri. Who we got here over on TikTok? Hi, guys. Good morning, Allison. How you doing? So I'm being asked, oh, good morning. Hi, Light. What do I see in you? Somebody's asking, this is your Q&A day. Every Friday, we now do Q&A day. For those of you that are just arriving, you can ask whatever questions you want to ask, and I'll pull through whatever information comes through for you. But the words that come to me for you is the word gentleness. That is your strength, is your gentleness. The challenge you've been facing is your gentleness. While it's your natural strength, people tend to take advantage of it. It's really important that you temper your gentleness with good judgment. That's what they're telling me to tell you, to temper your gentleness and your trust with good judgment, so that you learn to discern that the people that are coming in your life are really people of integrity and wisdom and truth and compassion and kindness and love. There's going to be a lot of those being revealed too. Someone asking if the mom is okay. Yes. You know, the terms in which we think, I mean, they're better than okay. When they transition naturally, there's a great liberation. A lot of people do not understand that the words death and dying are really not really good words. Transition is the best word because you're transitioning. Your body is transitioning back to the earth, and your consciousness is transitioning back to energy, back to undifferentiated awareness. And it's a beautiful thing when you feel this sensation of separation end. It's kind of like you meet somebody you love for the first time. Most of us here have had an experience of meeting somebody, our first lover, falling in love. And there's this process where you feel complete and whole. That experience exists for everybody, whether you're in your body or not in your body. But she's very, very much okay. Your mother's very much okay. Yeah. She's saying something about the flowers. Yeah, a lot of people want you to take care of some of the things that they left behind, like flowers, like things that are living. They don't really care much about the material things as much as they care about the things in life that matter. Your friends, your other family members, those are the things that really matter to them that you take care of. You find out what really matters when you leave your body. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Hi. Yeah, we're going to kind of go back and forth. Just so you know, I'm streaming live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, and I'm getting questions from all three platforms. So I'll do the best I can to answer as many questions as possible. I get a question from YouTube from Vio asking, could I get a message from Chitra Basu? Thank you. Again, I'm hearing a very different voice in my head. It's not in the English language. It's in the English language, but it's with a heavy accent. And the words I'm hearing is, don't go worrying about that so much anymore. Very clear. Don't go worrying about that so much anymore. Saying to tell you to spend a little more time in the sun. To spend a little more time in the sun. They like how it makes you smile when you look up at it. They like when you do that. This is good for you. They're saying, yes. And again, I don't know what the first portion they're referring to, but whatever it is, don't go doing that. They say you know what that means, so I'm gonna trust that process there. Question from Sunny: can I get some guidance around me checking fertility doctors? Should I pursue it or let it be? I felt the energy around me, wondering if it's new life. Well, you already know the answer to this, Sunny. You're asking the question. You have the answer to. But again, there are practices in food that become very important for this process of fertility. Many of you do not understand the function of bringing life, especially for the female species, who are conduits for life to come into this world. You must understand that there are elements, constituents of matter, constituents of mind, and constituents of energy that are conducive to allowing life to come through you in its full splendor. It's very important you be mindful what you place into your body, what you place into your heart, what you place into your mind. These things are very important for you. And if you do the right things, then this life will come in because the resonance is there. You must understand that your body will resonate and you will pull into the life that is in resonance with the frequency you have established in your body. It's important to establish a healthy frequency in your body and in your mind and in your emotion so that you will pull in the vibration that is in resonance with you. This happens regardless. If you do not take proper care of your body, if you do not take proper care of your mind, you will find you will still pull in what is in resonance. And it may be good and it may not be so good, depending upon the vibrational nature of your frequency, your body. For birds of a feather, they come together, do they not? They come together. So you will resonate. When you resonate with this one property, they will come into your life. Again, it's important to understand this function of resonance. You gain resonance by what you eat, by what you think, what you say, what you do. You create resonance. You create a frequency. This is very important for you. Wow. Thank you, Sunny. Really appreciate that. Thank you for that super chat, Benjamin. Really appreciate it. We've been conducting ancestral healing work in Mexico and are about to start a new ceremony. What guidance is there for us on this new path? Whoa. Thank you for that. You got some great elders, Mayan shaman, and I'm plural. You got these great Mayan elder shaman who want to work with you in this ceremony process. There's something about blue and red and white and gold, yellow and pink. These are like, I'm seeing these bowls of fluid like on the 4 points. These on the outside of the circle. There's these orange, red, yellow, blue, all these colors circling around in these little bowls. The sound, they're saying the sound must come first. Let the sound be first. Let the sound be first. They want the sound to be first. They want you to place the orange in the center with gold. There's your little bowls. These are like little wooden bowls. They're small. They fit in the size of an average hand. And I don't know, what are the liquids? These are different essences from different plants that are local to the area where this ceremony is going to be performed. It's important, the essence of these, you can know them by their color, but these are important in these bowls. Is there a sequence that they should be in? This they will know. This is an intuitive process. They will understand, but the two for the middle, the gold and the orange, must be in the middle. Yes. And then these elder shaman will be in that with you. They'll be working with you in this. A really great question. And the energy of these beings is, and the sounds and the vibrations. I send much love to you, and I contribute what from my heart to your effort. Is the ceremony is going to be very powerful, and it's life-changing for some people. It's going to be life-changing for some people. Thank you, Benjamin. Really appreciate that. Question from Joelle. Why is my sister not allowing me to talk to her husband, not even for 5 minutes on WhatsApp? Yeah, do not let what other people think about you be a determining factor in winning their approval. Do not win people's approval because you need their approval. Yes. I wouldn't concern yourself with this right now. I'm being told to tell you she needs to do this. Yes. They're saying she needs to go out more. You need to go out more. You need to be free more. But the sister specifically, I don't know why she's angry at you, but she's fearful about the relationship between her husband, something about you connecting. She's got insecurities around this. But do not seek to win her approval. Do not seek to win her approval. It's going to be really difficult if you try to do that. Let's see what we got over here on TikTok. Wow. Scrolling down here. What message does my son have for me? The first words coming to me are, he wants you to be happier. Something about the guy he doesn't like. I don't know. Who's the guy? Who's the guy that you don't like? Yes. He's saying there's something about the guy that he doesn't like. Is this somebody that... This isn't something that you... somebody that you know really well. This is somebody that you're connecting with or about to connect with. He doesn't like the guy. It's something very recent or something very, very close to the future about to happen. This guy, does that mean that he's just saying he doesn't like it? You still have to decide for yourself. But yeah, something about he doesn't like the guy, but he loves you. He loves you a lot. Wow. Oh, thank you. Oh, Benjamin, thank you so much for that sticker. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, please, Benjamin, when you do the ceremony, if you can, post the time and day, or send me the time and date of the ceremony, and let me call my guides and angels, and we'll join in on that. But make certain everybody there too calls forth the beings that are helping them on their journey, the non-physical beings that are present with all of us. We should be willing to call them forward. Thank you for that super sticker. Really appreciate it. Question from Barbara. Does my dad have a message for me? Thank you. He's saying, get to school. This is really loud. He's saying, get to school. Yes. Yes, he's going to be coming back. He was also saying he's coming back into a body soon. He's coming back into a body really soon. Be patient. Yes, you will meet him, actually. But he won't know it, and you won't know it. But you'll know each other. It's funny, it happens, you meet people on the street. A lot of people don't realize you meet people on the street, you go, I feel like I know them. It's because you had a connection energetically in another lifetime. Or you've connected to each other on a soul level in the astral realms in this lifetime. But that sense of familiarity that we often have with people that we've never met before, but you meet them and you suddenly go, wow, I know this person. I feel like I've known them for forever. Or you sit down, you have a conversation with them, because your souls have entwined through space and time very differently. You know, most humans think in terms of a single lifetime about who you are, but I think everybody knows on some level that you're not your body, you're not your mind, you're not your thoughts. You are a soul that travels through time and space without the restrictions that your mind and body have. Your soul has no limits in terms of where it can go in consciousness, right? But that's really cool. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I'd really be interested to know more about that. There's lots of healing that's being done on the planet. You know, people like Benjamin and many others. It's so important we understand the value. They keep saying this. This is the only reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Help people alleviate suffering and to restore love as the dominant emotional unconscious energy of humanity. What most people don't know is that it's our emotions that drive all functions of behavior. Every manifestation in the human creation is a function of emotional energy moving through the nervous system that causes actions. And we really need to learn to shift our energy collectively from fear to love, because we are creating events in time and space that are directly correlated to our collective emotional energies. There are very specific things that each and every one of us is contributing to with our fear, with our love, with our joy, with our compassion. Every emotion we feel creates an effect in time and space. You cannot not behave without an emotion. If there's no emotion there, no behavior can happen. Every human action is based in the movement of emotional energy. And that emotional energy can only be of one of two polarities, either fear or love. Every human interaction comes down to an expression of love or an expression of fear. Please mind your emotions, guard your emotions, guard your mind. Let only thoughts go in your mind that will generate feelings of love. Don't let thoughts go in your mind that generate sensations and feelings of fear, because they'll cause reactions in your life. And a lot of people don't know they have the ability to change their thoughts and change their emotions, but that's changing rapidly too. Thank you for the super chat, Ian. Hi, William. Are the Nagas and the dragons the same beings? Thanks. No, they're not. They're very separate beings. The Nagas, of course, are underworld beings. Like when I say underworld, I mean they don't live on the surface of the planet. They live below the surface. They're subterranean beings. Whereas the dragons are not. They're other dimensional beings that move around through a different degree of time and space, a different frequency. It's like your eyes and your ears can perceive a certain wavelength of sound and sight. That you can only see within that range, but there are ranges of energy and consciousness beyond the realm of what your eyes can see and your ears can hear. Master Jesus refers to this quite often when he says, you have eyes but can't see and ears but can't hear, because there's all these realms and dimensions of consciousness that become available when you learn to see with your eye, your inner eye, when you open your eyes inside. It's very powerful, but they're very different beings. Thank you for that super chat, and thank you for the question. Really appreciate it. Somebody's asking on TikTok, I need to know who we got here. Hi, Rhonda. I need to know if Evan did it by accident. I need peace. Well, the first thing again, this is my guardian angel John coming through, and he's saying you must understand that the function of creation is not based on chance. It is based on the function of creation. All events are functions of creation. Whether one deliberately and consciously chooses to do something or unconsciously experiences the result of their own creative process, you cannot say that they have not created it in some way, shape, or form. Peace comes from understanding that you are not responsible for the creative process of other individuals, no matter how close or dear they may be to you. Each and every one of you came into this physical dimension to exercise and develop your function of creation, to understand that you are a unique entity with the same potential of creativity and manifestation as any other individual, to the scope you are able to in the body framework that you currently have. But even the body framework can become amenable to your consciousness, to your soul. And even the function of your thinking mind is subjective to the function of your soul. So that all events in your experience are functions of creation, whether you are aware of it or not. All experiences in your life are functions of creation. If you allow a certain thought or a certain belief to be held in your mind, then it will be creative, for every thought has an electrical charge that produces the sensation called emotion that causes actions consciously and unconsciously. So one may, in the sense that they had an idea, but they thought, oh, that's silly, but then the idea happens and a situation that is unfortunate occurs, in the sense that they were not conscious that they affected that creation. You could say that they are not at fault. But ultimately, the experiences of each and every one of you is a function of creation. And the more you become cognizant of that, the more you become aware, then the function of thinking becomes very important to become aware of, that you are very conscious of what thought you will allow in your mind and what emotion you will allow to move through your nervous system, because it will always create the functions of action through you, which initiates cascading events in time and space for what you do with your body. With the energy of your body, you influence and affect conditions of time and space around you, and will induce changes in the fabric of time and space by the process of that induction. You must understand that you induce creation into the physical dimension. The physical dimension is not something that is happening to you. It is something that you are happening to. You must understand this. It makes your life much simpler. Do not be at fault for another person's creative process. Yes. I've been told a lot of this. It's so important that you realize that, yes, that we are a creating being. You are a creating being. And you cannot be responsible for other person's creations, but you can be responsible for your own. And believe me, if you're in a state of love and grace and there's somebody suffering and they're thinking about ending their life, and you're in a state of true love and true grace, not a state of fear, but a state of true love, your vibration of love will conduct your words and your actions in such a way that you can induce a change in their energy. We see that happen all the time in our masterclasses, where people come and they're in very difficult emotional places that they think they can't get out of. They think that there's no way out. And then they experience a process of induction, because in our masterclass, we bring in our guides, we bring in our angels, we bring in ascended masters that guide us and teach us through the program. And people go through some profound changes in their lives that they thought would never be possible, because once you understand the function of energy and how you as a soul are able to utilize the function of mind to change energy, your life becomes a function of creation, not a random opportunity. Perhaps you might be happy or not happy. No, it becomes a function of creation. You create your happiness and you create your misery, and you can learn to uncreate either, right? You can go from being happy to being sad. You can go from being sad to being happy if you understand your function as a soul to assert authority over your thoughts, which in turn generate the energy of emotion through your body. A lot of people are confused about this. A question I get asked a lot is, how do somebody that's got recurring anxiety, for example, how do they overcome it? Because a lot of people are struggling with intense anxiety and intense depression. And I know what that's like. It's not very pleasant. I've lived through that for many, many years. And I came out the other side when I finally began to get some guidance that I'm not my thoughts. I'm not the emotions. I'm not my body, but they are instruments that I have to learn how to operate, much as you learn to operate a car. And if it wasn't for my guardian angel John, 43 years ago, I would have been on the bottom of the bottom of the highway under a bridge in Toronto here. And you're not alone. Like literally, you are not alone. Learning to shift your energy becomes very important. If you get an experience where you can change your energy from one state to another, you'll start to liberate yourself from subjectivity to your mind and body. A lot of people don't realize when they're afraid, it's not you as the soul that's afraid, it's your body reacting and responding to information that's either coming from the environment or from your own mind or from other lifetimes of information and experience that the body's reacting and responding to. They go into great detail about all of this, what the body is, how it functions, what your mind is, what emotions do, how you generate them, how you change them. I encourage you to go check out my website and check out our masterclass. The website's williammichaelforbes.com or torontomedium.com, and you can check out the courses that we offer, our masterclasses. Very simple and easy to learn how to end suffering. Somebody's asking, William, can soul after dying possess the living without being a demon? This is a really important question. This is a really good question. I'm going to read this question again because it's important you understand it. Can the soul after dying possess the living without being a demon? What is a demon? Let's first examine what is a demon. Our definition of a demon is a being that's operating on a very low vibrational plane of fear, which is a spectrum of violence, aggression, greed, envy, the lower spectrum of frequency. If someone leaves their body and they're in a lower vibrational frequency, thus they can interact with or interfere with people of a lower vibrational nature. I've seen it here in downtown Toronto, walking around the streets where people are possessed. You see them and they're walking in strange ways, and you look at them and they know when you're looking at them. The only reason those people are being infected that way is because their vibration was low in the first place. Birds of a feather, right? If your body's vibration is low, if your minds and your thoughts and emotions are of a low vibrational energy, you put yourself into a position where you become amenable or subjective to those frequencies. But a lower vibrational entity cannot interfere with a vibration that's not in alignment with it. So in other words, if you're relatively a good person, you're kind, and you've got your vibration up, you take care of your body, you take care of your mind, you're a good person, basically. And most people are basically good. You can't attract a lower vibrational entity or energy. The higher your frequency, and this is what we teach people how to raise their vibration, because you can only interact with the frequencies that are in harmony with you. So it's a really important question. There are lower vibrational entities that are non-physical. There are lower vibrational entities that are physical. You look at some of the leaders of this world that are staging wars and stealing money from people and making people suffer needlessly by their greed and their avarice and their insanity. Those are lower vibrational beings in a physical body. And they may be interacting with lower vibrational beings that are not physical. If you change your frequency, they cannot interfere with you anymore. And a lot of people are watching TV shows and watching news and things like that lower your vibration down. Certain thoughts will raise your vibration. Certain thoughts will lower your vibration. And they show us very clearly there's 3 primary steps to raising your vibration. The first step to raising your vibration is to start putting better food into your body, to start exercising your body. That's the first step. The second step is to begin to learn to realize you can alter and change your thoughts, that you are not your thoughts, that your thoughts create emotions, to understand that and then to learn to control your thoughts. And the third step is to become aware, that you are independent of thought, that you can literally, as awareness, have no thought. Thought is something you have stored in the biology of your physical body and in the astral realms of information. But no, to be straightforward, a lower vibrational demon cannot interfere with a higher vibrational being. They can only interact and interface at the level that they're at. That's the beautiful thing about frequency. Frequency organizes itself. That's why many of the great mystics love the sounds of chanting, the sound of Om, and the sound of different frequencies and sounds organize vibration and frequency. And any one of you, even in a state of despair, if you start to chant the sound like Om. It'll start to make the sound ah. You literally start shifting the energy in your body, right? Once you can change your energy, you can change your life. Where do we go? This is a great question too. Hi, baby girl. Where do we go after we die? I miss my cutie dog. Your dog is not dead. Please understand, the definition of dead simply means that they're not in a physical medium of expression anymore. They're in a different frequency of consciousness. Consciousness does not end when the biology ceases to function. And scientists are now proving this. They had an event that happened where an elderly man was getting an MRI. He was about 88 years old. And this elderly man had a heart attack in an MRI machine, and they had the machine running while this happened. And the technician didn't notice that he had the heart attack. And they came to take him out, and they realized that he was not in his body anymore. He wasn't alive. The body wasn't animated anymore. There's no life in the body. It was, from scientific terminology, it was dead. But what they noticed when they evaluated the MRI was that there was still activity occurring in the brain. Even at the point where they pulled them out, there was still activity. Consciousness does not end when the body ceases to function. What happens is a transference of your awareness from matter to energy. And a lot of people don't understand how to access that level of energy. And so when your little puppy dog is with you, she's not gone. She's with you energetically. If you can close your eyes and tune in. And again, on our one-on-one masterclass, we introduce people into learning how to sense energy. So you can begin to actually sense the different energies that are around you. Not just the heat, not just the cool, but you can actually sense different frequencies of energy. Your body can be trained to perceive beyond the normal range of its senses. It can be trained to do that. Again, I encourage you to go check out and sign up for our one-on-one masterclass. It starts March the 4th. You'll like that. Lots of questions today, guys. Hi, guys. Hi, Christy. Good to see you. Question from Popo Muhammad. I don't know where I belong anymore. Can you enlighten me? Well, that's a very good start for you if you don't know where you belong anymore. Not knowing is the beginning of knowing what you need to know. Understand that your desire to want to know is a function of your body, not a function of your soul. Yes? Okay. What he wants me to say to you, and again, this is he's a very old man. And again, I'm seeing like a long beard, like down to here, that's coming out gray. And he's saying, you are at the beginning of your freedom, not in the beginning of it. You're at the beginning of freedom. You must understand you're at the beginning of freedom. To not know gives you the freedom to create. To not know gives you the freedom to create. To choose in your mind, in your heart, what would my joy be? Not what you think you should do or what you think others would like you to do, but what you would like to be your joy. And then do your joy. What you would like to be your love, and then do your love. Think your love. Let nothing else in your mind but what you love. You are at this delicious place of the beginning of creation, creating your life, because you know that there is no satisfaction in the life that was offered to you by the world itself, but within you is the love and the joy that is what you are and what you came here to express and articulate creatively. You must understand that you did not come here to be a slave or a servant. You came here to learn the function of creation, how you create as a consciousness, how you use the mechanisms of energy and matter as a function of creation to delight in your ability to do so. Surrender your suffering to the understanding that we have just given you. Surrender your suffering to that understanding that you are here to create what you would choose. Thank you so much. Great question. Lots of people want to, you can learn, come to our master classes. If you want to learn to connect to the people that are not in their physical bodies anymore, please understand that consciousness is not limited to a physical system. This body will one day cease to function. I'm operating it right now. It's being operated by me, right? It's doing what I think it to do. It's an implement that follows a function of direction that I'm giving it. And so is our mind, your mind. Please understand that you can learn to create beyond what you know. And the beings that when they leave the body, they don't have a body to talk in words, but they have awareness that you can access on a different frequency that's not based in your physical ears, your physical eyes, but you can feel. Like you can train your awareness to become sensitive to the energy around you. And your guides, your angels, ascended masters, the beings that want to work with you and collaborate with you in this creative process you're engaging in, they want you to tune into them. And the only way you'll know them is like if you dial them in. And you know, it's like if I pick up my cell phone and I dial your number, I'm not going to get somebody else. It dials me right into you. Frequency and awareness work the same way. When you can adjust your awareness to perceive the vibrational frequencies of this beautiful sun of yours, you will find that he's still with you energetically. The minute you tune into their frequency, you tune into them, you feel their presence. It's the same way as adjusting a radio dial on a frequency from one station to another. And you can learn to train your mind and your awareness to perceive frequencies beyond what the normal capabilities of your biology is. Your awareness can transcend the subjectivity to biology. It's so important to understand that. Really appreciate all the support today, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chris. I love what you're doing on YouTube there. Thank you so much. Yeah. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning, Khan. Hi, guys. Yes, Taylor's asking on TikTok, can I please have a message? Yeah, they're telling me you need to release the anxiousness from before. It's not in your, yeah, that event that happened. I won't be specific. They're saying the event that happened behind you. They're saying like 9 years behind you, an event happened. You're still running from it. Release the fear and anxiety from within you. It is over. That was done. Release the fear and anxiety. It is no longer necessary. Release it. And there's a way. There's simple ways you can literally release old emotions from your body. It's a very simple way. If you join us tomorrow during the meditation process, yes, we'll have the Galactic Federation with us tomorrow on, again, elevating your frequency up. This is so important, gaining experience with how you elevate your energy, how you change your frequency, because your body has a frequency that you can affect. Your mind has a frequency that you can affect. And your soul is a frequency of love. And when you begin to come from soul, you can affect your mind and body and your world in a very different way than what you currently know. Your health, everything changes when you change your energy. Thank you. Mm-hmm. You will find your place. I like that. Each of us is as precious as a book being written. Thank you so much for that, Chris. Oh, you're welcome, Popo Muhammad. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say that. Lots of guys on TikTok. Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys today. What a beautiful, beautiful planet. We are here. Understand, I'm getting goosebumps. Just there's this energy coming through right now. It's important you understand that we're not just giving messages here. We're transmitting a vibrational frequency of love. There's an underlying, what your scientists would call an underlying carrier wave. That is a frequency that comes through every word that moves through this body, through this system of electrical equipment that you receive. The vibration is a frequency that you would commonly call love, but not the love of your man-made minds, the love that you've concocted that you think is simply the interaction of two physical bodies. This is a vibration of love that lifts up your heart, your mind, your soul to soar in the function of creation, delight in its goodness and its righteousness. Understand, you are enjoined in that, and as you enjoy that, you are also broadcasting and transmitting it. For when you bring yourself closer to love, when you come close to your heart with joy, Each time you do this, you transmit that to the world as well as to yourself. For what you do unto your house will affect others around you. And so the function of the work we do through this one is the function of assisting humanity to shift its vibrational frequency from fear to love, as your time is getting very short before the effects of one will become uncomfortably unpleasant for you if you do not shift your energy. You must understand you cannot separate your consciousness from the function of creation. And if you are creating with the energy of fear, or you are creating with the energy of love, each will reap its own reward, but you cannot escape the effects of your own causes. So become mindful that the generation of love, the manifestation of love, the intent of love, the thought of love, the acts of love become very powerful. And that does not mean that you become a doormat for those that are dark, for those that are wishing to gain their happiness from your suffering. They must be dragged out into the light and revealed. And they must be scattered to the wind, released from their responsibilities, their authority over you. And only love can do this. You cannot do so with aggression, and you cannot do so with fear. You must do so with love. Right. Thank you so much. Yes. Oh, everybody wants messages. You just got one. There were about 10 people that just got the question answered right there. That's cute. I like that. Thank you so much. That's always good to have some humor. No, on the other side, fear is something you experience more in biology, right? Just as you experience love, your true nature is love. Every single soul on this planet, when they came into this physical dimension, came in the frequency of love. That's what you came in with, this frequency of love. The environment structured a personality for you, created a personality for you. You know, you've all seen the movie The Matrix, right? Well, the environment imposed a personality upon your awareness, and your awareness over about 15 to 20 years adopted the personality that the environment gave you. And if that personality is really powerful and strong when you're raised in a nurturing environment, then the personality you have will be very pleasing to you. But there are a larger number of people that are raised in environments exposed to information and conditions that condition personalities that would suffer and cause pain unnecessarily. But you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you are not your biology. They are instruments of creation. And you can liberate yourself from suffering so quickly. You really can. Suffering is not your natural state. And anyone who's ever suffered knows this. When you're in your suffering, you know it doesn't feel right. And you know there's a better way. Every single human soul on this planet knows that there's a better way for them. Everybody knows this. The question is getting the information and the experience and the understanding of what it is you need to change in your thinking process, in your doing process. Because once you change your thinking process, you start to change the energy, the emotion. And yes, I know. They're saying it's important to understand the function of your body. Many of you think that your body is your identity. Your body is not your identity. Please understand that. Your body is not your identity. It is your instrument, but it is not your identity. Your body nor your mind are your identity. You are your own identity, but you must formulate an identity that is pleasing to you. You must give to your mind and body that which is pleasing for you. That is, you have thoughts that create emotional energies that are good for you. And you do things that elevates the well-being of your body up. You do things creatively and consciously, but your mind and body are instruments that you must learn to utilize creatively. Wow, thank you so much. That's beautiful. Thanks so much. Oh, it's so lovely. Does it? Question: Any message from my brother Carlos or my son? That's coming from Sonia, I think. Hi, Sonia. Question or message from my brother. Okay. He's not in the non-physical. He's in a physical dimension now. He's in a physical body now, but not the body you will remember. Understand, when people leave the physical dimension, you don't leave creation. Your vibration organizes your affairs, but he's actually in the physical dimension. The one you called your brother as the personality is just a memory of the one that he is now. Understand, this happens when you are still learning, when you're still learning to function. You'll keep coming back until you can learn to differentiate yourself creatively from the physical dimension. Some of the masters call it ascending to heaven, where your consciousness rises up out of the body intentionally, and you're no longer bound by flesh. You're no longer bound by thought. You transcend it, right? You transcend it. But yeah, he's back in the physical dimension. But he's not. Understand, when you come back, you do not come back as the same personality. You'll have an element of your consciousness will have a nascent memory of being that personality. When you come back in the body, you'll believe you're the new personality that the environment gives you. Unless you're someone like Sananda, right? Who was able to bring his consciousness back, or Sathya Sai Baba was another one who could bring his full consciousness back, full awareness of all of his lifetimes, right? Elijah was able to do the same thing. So was Moses. They were able to bring their consciousness back into re-embodiment. And there are many Eastern mystics and some Western mystics now that have deliberately been able to do this, where they leave their body and they return for very specific creative reasons. They have a reason, a function of creation that they're here to perform. And usually it's based in a function of love. Ascended masters usually come back to master the function of creation of love. When they're done mastering the creation, they don't come back. When you're done learning what you've learned, you don't need to come back. When you're finished grade 1, you go on to grade 2. And yeah, very good question. Someone's saying my guides. Where did that question go? There. My guides keep telling me of an ending, but I don't know what they mean. I feel crazy and I can't interpret it. Stop trying to interpret it. Don't get your mind engaged. Yes. Let it go. Focus on love. Focus on love. And again, there's something about your what is it you're doing with your body? How are you treating your body? This becomes very important. I think, yes, okay. So I'm being told that what's happening is you are not receiving the message because the instrument's not ready to receive it. The instrument is not ready to receive it. It's funny because Jesus talks about this when he says, prepare the way, prepare your mind, prepare your body. That's what he means. Prepare your mind, prepare your body so that you can receive the grace of the Lord, right? Which is the Spirit, the all-knowing, all-knowing consciousness. And for you, there's something you need to shift or change that you're not doing properly with your body. You need to change that to bring yourself into a vibrational alignment to receive the information properly. But you're correct that they have been trying to give you this information for some time now. But you need to shift the vibrational frequency of your body to receive it. A lot of people don't realize that your mind and your body is a vibration. And if you're in resonance with certain things, you will receive it. If you're not, right? If you're not tuned into the station, you're not going to hear the information. You're driving away from the city and you hear the radio station start to fade, right? You can just barely hear it, it's there. But if you come closer to the signal, get back in harmony with it, you'll pick it up. So you're just out of energetic harmony with the message they're trying to give you. So don't be going crazy on yourself now. Just yes, you need to change some things that you're doing that aren't good for your body. And you need to add some things that will improve the well-being of your body. So you'll shift the frequency of it so it will receive that information from them. Got a question from Daniela. Can I have a message from my mother for us? I just saw her end of life photos. That's beautiful. Yeah. She's saying that's beautiful. That's really beautiful how you felt. It is all completed now. It is completed. She's saying love is complete now. Yeah, the love that's there for you is so important. You know, when you understand energy and you understand that death, as they call it, is not the end of you. It's a movement of your consciousness. When you leave the personality, a lot of people are trying to leave their bodies because they don't know how to change their own personalities. Because there's not enough yet in our educational system to teach people how to know their minds, how to change their thinking, to actually choose your own thoughts, to know which thoughts are good for you to choose. You know, for those of you that are dealing with heavy emotions, and I know all about heavy emotions from my own personal experience, understand that a lot of your emotions are the effects of the thoughts that you're either thinking consciously or unconsciously, or they're the effects of the information coming to you from the environment. And there's a lot of shitness in television and radio and news that feeds your mind fear. And a lot of your fear is probably not even yours. It's being given to you by some of the TV shows that are on now, some of the radio programs, and some of the newspapers. All these mass media communication systems are based predominantly in keeping people afraid, not keeping people in love. You know, and that's causing a big problem. And unfortunately, the people that are doing that are now lost in their own pain, so they're perpetuating the very thing they're trying to solve. They think that by depopulating the planet, they're going to end their suffering. Good luck with that. You cannot force other people to out of your life in order to end your suffering. If you're suffering, you're suffering. It's yours. Don't blame it on other people. Thank you for that super chat, Christy. I really appreciate it. Can Spirit tell me why my husband is experiencing cataracts? Is there something he needs to change? Yeah, there's it's funny that you're asking this question, Christy, because I've been doing a lot of research into NMM and NAD lately, and I think from what I'm hearing right now, there's a video on YouTube about mice. David Sinclair actually has done the research into this. David Sinclair on anti-aging, and cataracts are a product of aging induced by a variety of factors. Again, I'm not a health practitioner, I'm not a medical doctor, but I do know the simplicity. If we're putting vibrant, proper foods in our body and in our consciousness, and our mind is healthy and vibrant, then the body tends to follow suit. The body is the output of our collective thoughts and emotions, right? And environmental influences. But I tell them to look into, I think I'll send you a message afterwards, Bo. I know how to reach you. I'll send you a message to point you to the two things that I'm referring to, because you can really shift your health rapidly by just taking the right things into the body. And this will help him out. This will really help shift the eyes. It really will. Thank you so much for that, Bo. Appreciate the super chat. Question from Sonia. Do you have a message for me? Oh, you came over to YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. You're migrating back and forth. That's one way to get seen. Yeah. How are we doing here? Perfect. Zena is asking from a message from Nicole. I'm getting a song. There's a song that's being given to me. I'm trying to hear the words. It's like off in the distance. It's an old song, but I can't quite make it out. It's funny, I can hear something being sung, but I can't quite make out the lyrics. I don't know if it's in a different language. It doesn't feel like it feels like an old rock song that I'm listening to. Mediumship is a very fascinating process. It's something that everybody can do. And it's like any skill set that you learning to perceive beyond the 5 physical senses takes practice. You were born with all your senses intact, the physical senses and the non-physical senses. And you need to relearn. And I just started receiving information and guidance about 4.5 years ago consciously, where I began to realize I can actually hear beings talking to me. And it's been a learning process of how to free my mind from preconceived notions and ideas and learn to trust information. And there's a learning process that that most people are afraid to go through. But I assure you, if you want to learn to connect to the beings that are important to you, they still exist in consciousness. And if you learn to shift your perceptual awareness, I keep hearing this song. So she's trying to give me this song, and again, I can only hear. I hear the da 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 da. I can feel the rhythm of it, but I don't know the song. It's an old song. But yeah, and it's meant to celebrate, dance. That's the vibration I'm getting from the song is like dance and celebrate, be happy. That's the essence of the vibration that I'm getting from the song, from it. So you can see how that works, right? I receive this vibration as musical lyrics I can not quite hear, but then I start to feel the vibration. What does that mean? And then and you slowly work through the information you're receiving, and you come out to something that's a little bit more complete. So celebrate your life. Celebrate your life with joy. That's, I think, the big message from her. Got time for one more question here on TikTok, and I'll do one more question on YouTube as well. I'm Barbara, and I'm 71. What do you mean, school? This is hi, Barbara. School in the conventional educational system, they don't predominantly focus on putting information into the children rather than giving the children space to come out from within themselves. So we get programmed by the environment and everything, our whole being, like, yes, when you come into that body, you are this incredibly expanded, non-localized consciousness that has capabilities and skills that you need only to be developed properly while you're in a physical medium. And the environment collapses your consciousness from a limitless state down to a finite personality, which the environment, they give you a name, they tell you what your eye color is, your hair, you get given all these parameters about who you are from the environment. And those parameters form the basis of what conventional psychology calls the personality. But the personality is just the information, what they call personality is just the information that constructs the identity of who you've been conditioned to think you are. And the educational system further does that by keeping you focused on building this personality up with information about the world. And a lot of it's useful and valuable, but it does not include how do you recognize, how to observe your own thoughts? How do you change your own emotions? How do you alter your physiology? Why do they not teach children how to breathe properly in school, how to release anxiety, how to change their thoughts from one state to another, how to alter their energy? They don't teach children that in schools. And they don't teach it in colleges or university. They don't teach people how to go into meditation, to quiet your mind, to know who you are beyond the chattering of the personality that you've been given. That's what I mean by school. That in most schools do not incorporate that. If you want to go over to ashrams in the Middle East, if you want to go to places where they have schools like that, there are places like that, but not in our conventional educational system. We have the infrastructure. We have the infrastructure to enlighten our children, to teach them about themselves, to learn to know who they are and what they came here to do, not to simply fit into a cookie cutter existence, right? And love will facilitate, the manifestation of love will facilitate freedom, whereas the function of fear facilitates control and power. And that's what we have in our educational system. We do not have love functioning as the mechanism of education that it should be. We have lots of teachers and beautiful beings that are loving beings, but the system that they're in, that they're required to teach certain things, restricts them from letting their love teach. Because love would teach love, right? But curriculum can only teach what the curriculum is. So the individual is then bound by the confines of the curriculum. And there's very few exceptions in the conventional educational system where people actually get past, where they get past the confines of their own personality. One person that comes to mind is Jordan Peterson. Is a really good example of someone an individual who's broken past the chains of the constructed personality and begun to formulate an identity that transcends the information he has, right? And there are many others like that. Einstein was another example of that. A man who was able to transcend the confines of the constructed reality that the environment tried to force upon him. And yet everybody has that potential to become their own version of an Einstein or a Peterson. Everybody has that potential within them if they learn to govern their thinking processes independent of the influences of the environment, to think independent, to become an awakened soul. That's really the best term for it, is to awaken your soul rather than program your mind, right? And the most education does that. Sorry, didn't mean to go into that, but had to be said. Oh yeah, one more question. Got a question from Facebook there. Hi, William Forbes. I love you. Random people on Instagram keep telling me they have a message for me from my ancestors that is urgent. They want money to tell me. At this point, I feel like there is a message. So, as so many of you are telling me they have a message, but you are someone I can trust, can you please let me know if anything comes through for you? Let me see here. Wow. First of all, you need to release the fear from your body. If you're hearing these words, then you will understand them if you apply them. Breathe slow, breathe deeply. Release the fear from your body. Release all fear from your body with your breath. You can do this. It is one of the gifts of having the ability to articulate the breath of the body, is that you can assert creative authority over it. But release your fear first from the body. When fear is away, then you will see, then you will know the function of love that you came here to execute will become obvious to you when you are free from your fear. Many of you cannot see your function because you're caught up in fear. You're caught up in anger. You're caught up in doubt. You're caught up in guilt and shame. And these do not loan themselves to aligning yourself to love's purpose, what your love's purpose is. And all of you have a purpose of love, a function of love that will add creatively to the experience of this humanity. Understand, your function of love will add to the creativity in a good way of this humanity. But liberate your fear first. First, liberate your fear, your guilt, your shame, your anger. Release it from your body. It is not who you are. Your emotions are not who you are. They are products of the energy constructs of your mind. And your mind is not who you are. It is simply the constructs of thought that you have been given. But you may at any time choose to alter and change the constructs of thought, to alter and change the constructs of the energy that goes through your body. But first, release your fear. When your fear is gone, turn to then this consideration. What then is love for you as a vibration? Turn to that consideration. What then is love for you as a vibration? To contemplate what is love as a vibration will loan itself to shifting your energy in and of itself. And that is our message for you today. Wow, thank you so much for that, everybody. I really appreciate that. We are live tomorrow at 10 a.m. with the meditation portion of our weekly program. We're live on Mondays, Wednesdays, where we deliver a channel message from a specific group or individual or ascended master or guardian angels. We do that on Mondays and Wednesdays. And on Friday, we do a Q&A day for you guys exclusively. And Saturday was a meditation portion. One of the things they told me, they said, meditation, the function of meditation is crucial to human liberation. And what they basically mean by that is, without meditation, it's very difficult to awaken your soul from being trapped as the personality. A lot of people think that the thoughts are who they are. You are not your thoughts. Meditation allows you to break free from the confines of your body and your mind, and allows you to get reacquainted with what you are as an entity, as a spiritual entity. You are a being of love. That's exactly what you are. You are love. That's your true nature. And when you step out of your mind and you step out of your body in meditation, you get to experience a feeling of well-being that is who you truly are. I want to wish you all much love. I want to say thank you to everybody who gave me super chats and the contributions. And for those of you guys on TikTok, thank you so much for all your support. And again, come join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's both a discussion and a meditation that will really help some of you that are struggling with some of the concerns. And believe me, if you can learn to resensitize your awareness to perceive differently, you can perceive those that are not in physical body anymore. And understand, we always emphasize it's important, if you're going to explore the realms beyond the physical dimension, that you make certain your vibrational frequency is high, that you're more in alignment with love than fear. Fear creates a vibration that attracts certain things. Love is a vibration that attracts certain vibrations, certain beings. So we always emphasize raising your vibration. So when you come tomorrow, bring a glass of water and come and join us. And I'll see you guys at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, everybody else. Joel, Khan, all of you people that came here today. Much love to all of you. I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. Bye for now.